The second week of February brings a message from the moon that cannot wait. This is not just another phase in the sky. It's a turning point, a cosmic shift, carrying energy powerful enough to transform everything around you. If you've been feeling like something in your life has been building, like an invisible force is at play, you're not imagining it. This week, the moon's influence grows stronger, its pull more direct, calling you to pay attention. The energies coming into alignment now have the power to reveal truths, to awaken paths you never thought to tread. But here's the warning. If you ignore this call, you may miss the opportunity to align yourself with what's meant for you. The universe doesn't wait, and neither should you. Keep watching. The message is urgent. This week, the moon enters a rare and powerful phase, a celestial alignment that stirs the energy within and around us. The moon, in its delicate waning crescent, becomes more than a glowing orb in the sky. It transforms into a mirror, reflecting hidden truths we've buried deep inside. Like the ocean tides that rise and fall with its pull, so too do our emotions ebb and flow under its influence. Symbolically, this phase represents release and renewal. The waning crescent is a time to let go of fear, of doubt, of anything weighing on your soul. Picture it as the moon quietly whispering, "It's time to make space for what's coming." This is your chance to shed what no longer serves you and prepare for something greater. Emotionally, the energy may feel heavy, even unsettling. You might notice old memories surfacing, unresolved feelings demanding attention. This isn't a coincidence. The moon's pull is stronger now, urging you to confront what you've avoided and realign with your true path. Why now? Because this energy is fleeting, and the second week of February marks a critical window. Ignore it, and you risk carrying unnecessary baggage into the next cycle. Embrace it, and you'll feel lighter, more connected, and ready to step into the transformation that awaits. Every so often, there's a moment that makes you pause and question where you're headed. It's not always loud or obvious. It can be a quiet nudge, like the kind you feel when you stand on the edge of something unknown. What is it in your life right now that feels unsettled? Are there habits, relationships, or even dreams you've been holding on to that no longer fit who you're becoming? Think about this past month. Have you noticed the little shifts? The way certain conversations linger in your mind, or how some places and people no longer feel the same? These aren't coincidences. They're signs, whispers from the universe, encouraging you to take stock of what truly matters. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack on a long journey. At first, you hardly notice the weight, but as the path grows steeper, every step feels harder. What's in your backpack? Old regrets? Unspoken words? Maybe the version of yourself you've been trying to hold on to, even though you know you've outgrown it. This week's energy isn't just about looking outward at celestial movements, it's about looking inward, facing what you've been carrying and deciding what to leave behind. There's a strange kind of freedom in letting go, but it's not always easy. Have you ever tried to release something only to feel like it clings even tighter? It's because part of you is afraid of what life will be like without it, even if it's something that's been holding you back. Take a moment and ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Maybe it's an argument you keep replaying in your mind, or a fear of stepping into the unknown. Maybe it's a relationship that feels safe but no longer brings you joy. The energy of this week is asking you to get honest with yourself. Picture this: a tree in the dead of winter, its branches bare, its leaves long gone. Does it panic, wondering if it will ever bloom again? Number It trusts the process, knowing that shedding its leaves is the only way it can prepare for spring. You are no different. This is your season of shedding, your chance to release what's no longer meant to be part of your growth. Now think about your habits. What routines have you fallen into that might be keeping you stuck? Do you start each day with intention, or does it feel like you're just moving through the motions? Habits shape our lives, often more than we realize. And sometimes, the smallest change, a new morning ritual, a moment of gratitude before bed, can open doors you never expected. Then there are the relationships. Who in your life feels like sunlight, and who feels like a shadow? The moon this week is shining a light on these connections, asking you to pay attention to the energy you give and receive. Are there people who drain you, who leave you feeling small or unworthy? Or maybe there are people you've been keeping at arm's length, afraid to let them in, because vulnerability feels like a risk. The truth is, transformation isn't always grand or dramatic. It happens in the quiet moments, when you decide to say no to something that doesn't align with your values, or when you choose to forgive someone, even if they'll never know. It's in the way you start showing up for yourself, little by little, day by day. So, what's your next step? What's the one thing you can do this week to honor this energy, to step closer to the version of yourself you've always wanted to be? The moon is offering you a gift, a chance to reflect, to realign, and to release. Don't waste it. The moon's energy this week is not just about reflection, it's about action. The time for waiting, hesitating, or second-guessing is over. The second week of February has arrived with a force that demands your attention, but it's not here to overwhelm you. Instead, it's here to guide you, to remind you that even in the stillness of the night, there's power waiting to be claimed. The question is, will you reach for it? Think of your life as a garden. Over time, weeds grow, sometimes unnoticed, until they start to choke the life out of your most beautiful blooms. These weeds could be doubts, unhealthy habits, or lingering fears. You don't need to tear everything apart to make a change, but you do need to start pulling those weeds one by one. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about what's holding you back? That's your starting point. Begin with your environment. Look around you. Does your space reflect who you are and where you want to go? Our surroundings have a way of mirroring our inner world. If your home or workspace feels cluttered, chaotic, or uninspiring, it might be a sign of emotional or mental clutter that needs clearing. Start small. Clear one drawer, one corner, one pile of papers. As you clear space around you, you'll notice something remarkable. Clarity starts to flow within you too. But it doesn't stop there. Just as your environment affects your mindset, your routines shape your days. Have you fallen into patterns that leave you feeling drained instead of energized? Maybe it's scrolling through your phone before bed or skipping breakfast in the rush of the morning. The moon's energy this week is urging you to take a closer look at these habits, not with judgment, but with curiosity. What could you shift, even slightly, to create more alignment in your life? Could you wake up 10 minutes earlier to set an intention for your day, or take a short walk in the evening to quiet your mind? Now, let's talk about your inner voice, the one that narrates your day, comments on your actions, and often criticizes you more harshly than anyone else ever could. This week is the perfect time to rewrite that narrative. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never get it right," pause. Would you say those things to someone you love? Of course not. So why say them to yourself? Replace those words with something kinder, something truthful. I'm doing my best, or I'm learning and growing. These small shifts in how you speak to yourself can create ripple effects that transform your confidence and outlook. The energy of the second week of February is also calling you to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with the world around you. When was the last time you truly listened to your own needs? Not the expectations others place on you, but the quiet desires of your heart. Take some time to journal, meditate, or simply sit in stillness. Let your thoughts flow without judgment. You might be surprised at what surfaces: a forgotten dream, a buried fear, or a longing for change that you've been too afraid to acknowledge. And as you reconnect with yourself, don't forget about the people who matter most in your life. The moon's pull is strongest when it comes to relationships. This is a time to reflect on who lifts you up and who might be holding you down. Are there conversations you've been avoiding? Perhaps a boundary you need to set, or an apology you've been hesitating to offer? Use this week's energy to open the door to honesty and healing. Remember, the moon doesn't shine to cast shadows. It shines to illuminate the path forward. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. Just take one step and then another. Trust that the guidance you need will meet you along the way. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it's always necessary. This week is asking you to lean into that discomfort, not to fear it, but to understand it. Discomfort often signals that something important is happening, that you're being stretched beyond your current limits. Think about a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. The process isn't graceful. It's messy, hidden away, and filled with struggle. But that struggle is what makes flight possible. One of the most powerful ways to navigate this transformative energy is by setting intentions. An intention isn't just a wish or a goal. It's a declaration of where you want to direct your energy. Ask yourself, what do I want to invite into my life? Is it peace, confidence, a sense of purpose? Write it down. Say it out loud. Carry it with you. The act of defining your intention creates a magnetic pull between you and what you desire. But intentions alone aren't enough. They need to be paired with action. Take small, deliberate steps toward the life you envision. If your intention is to create more peace, start by reducing the noise in your life, whether that's literal noise, like constant distractions, or emotional noise, like overcommitting to things that drain you. If your goal is to feel more confident, take one action each day that challenges you, even if it's something as simple as speaking up in a conversation or trying something new. This energy is also a reminder to trust your instincts. The moon, after all, has always been a symbol of intuition. Deep down, you already know what's right for you. The challenge is learning to listen to that inner voice over the noise of doubt or external opinions. Have you ever made a decision that didn't feel quite right, only to look back and realize your gut was trying to warn you? This is the week to honor those quiet whispers. Let's shift the focus to gratitude. It might feel out of place when everything around you seems to be calling for change. But gratitude is one of the most grounding forces you can lean on. Think of it like anchoring yourself in the present moment, while the tides of transformation pull at you. Take time each day to reflect on what's already good in your life. What are the things, big or small, that bring you joy? Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring what needs to change. It simply reminds you of the solid ground you're standing on as you take your next steps. And then there's the power of forgiveness. It's not about excusing hurtful actions or forgetting the past. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the weight of anger and resentment. Picture those emotions as chains wrapped around you. Every time you choose forgiveness, you're breaking a link in that chain, allowing yourself to move more freely. Who or what have you been holding on to that no longer deserves space in your heart? Forgiving doesn't mean reconciling, it means releasing. Lastly, embrace the idea of cycles. The moon itself is a constant reminder that nothing stays the same forever. Just as it waxes and wanes, so do the seasons of your life. If you're in a season of struggle, know that it's temporary. If you're in a season of joy, cherish it deeply. Life is a dance of beginnings and endings, and the moon's energy this week is here to help you move in rhythm with those cycles, rather than fighting against them. You have the power to take control of this moment, to honor the guidance the moon offers, and to step forward with intention and courage. The next phase of your journey is waiting. All you have to do is begin. This is the moment everything shifts. This week is not just another stretch of days on the calendar. It is a rare and powerful turning point. The second week of February holds the kind of energy that comes once in a great while, an energy that has the potential to rewrite your story. You've felt the build-up, the whispers of change, and now it's time to act. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, waves crashing at your feet. Behind you lies everything familiar, your past, your doubts, your fears, and even your triumphs. Ahead of you is the horizon, limitless and full of possibility. The moon's energy this week is like the tide rising, urging you forward. You can't stay in the same place any longer. The choice is yours. Will you let the waves carry you to something greater, or will you resist and remain where you are? This is not the time to play small. The universe doesn't call on you during moments like these to shrink back or question your worth. It calls on you to rise. Think about it. Why do you think you're hearing this message now? Out of all the moments in your life, this one has arrived with purpose. It's not a coincidence. It's a reminder that you are capable of so much more than you believe. Transformation rarely feels convenient. It's messy, challenging, and sometimes downright uncomfortable. But it's within that discomfort that true growth happens. The energy this week is here to show you the cracks in your foundation, not to shame you, but to help you rebuild something stronger. What are you afraid to let go of? What part of your life no longer serves you, but still clings to your spirit? The moon's pull is asking you to release it, to trust that by letting go, you make room for something better. This week is also about reclaiming your power. Too often, we give our energy away to toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, or even the constant noise of self-doubt. Imagine holding a glass of water that you keep pouring out for everyone else until there's nothing left for you. This is the week to refill your glass, to prioritize yourself unapologetically. You cannot pour into others unless you are full. Take a deep breath right now and ask yourself, what do I want? Not what others expect of you, not what society tells you should want, what you want. Be honest, even if the answer scares you. The energy of this week doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for truth. And that truth, once uncovered, will guide you toward the next steps on your journey. Now, I challenge you. Yes, you. Do one thing this week that scares you. Something you've been putting off because it felt too big, too overwhelming, or too uncertain. Maybe it's a conversation you've avoided, a risk you've hesitated to take, or even a commitment to yourself that you've delayed. Whatever it is, this is your moment. The moon is watching, and it's waiting for you to step into your power. There's no need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan or a guarantee of success. What you need is the courage to start. The universe rewards those who are willing to take that first step, no matter how small. Imagine looking back on this week, months, or years from now and realizing it was the moment everything changed. The moment you decided to rise, to claim your life, to move forward with purpose. So, what will you do with this energy? Will you let it pass you by, or will you seize it with both hands? The choice is yours, but the opportunity is now. Take the leap, trust yourself, and let this be the turning point you've been waiting for. The second week of February is unlike any other. It's not just a passage of time, it's a window, a rare and fleeting opportunity to step into a new chapter of your life. The cosmic energy surrounding us this week isn't subtle. It's a powerful force, nudging you toward transformation, growth, and alignment with your higher self. We've explored the significance of this moment, the energy shift, the call to let go of what no longer serves you, and the invitation to step boldly into your future. But now, it's up to you. What will you do with this opportunity? This isn't about waiting for the perfect time or feeling 100% ready. The universe doesn't wait for readiness. It waits for courage. It waits for those who are willing to take even the smallest step toward their dreams. You have everything you need within you right now: the wisdom, the strength, and the guidance to move forward. This moment is your reminder that you're not alone in this journey. The moon's energy is here to support you, to guide you, and to remind you of your limitless potential. Transformation isn't easy, and it isn't always immediate, but it starts with a single decision: the decision to act. Maybe that action is journaling your intentions, taking a step toward a long-held dream, or finally releasing the doubts that have held you back. Whatever it is, trust that every step you take this week will ripple into something greater. And as you move forward, remember to stay connected to the energy around you, to the people who uplift you, and to this community. Share your journey with us. What resonated with you today? What intentions are you setting for yourself this week? Drop a comment below and let us know how you're aligning with this powerful energy. Your story might inspire someone else to take their own first step. If this message has sparked something within you, whether it's clarity, hope, or a sense of urgency, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. Maybe it's a friend who's been feeling lost, or a loved one looking for direction. Let's spread this energy far and wide, so no one misses this opportunity to transform. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is just the beginning of our journey together. There's so much more to explore: more celestial insights, more spiritual guidance, and more ways to align with your highest self. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Here's a little preview. Next week, we'll dive into another extraordinary cosmic event that promises to reshape how we connect with ourselves and the world around us. Trust me, you'll want to be here for it. But for now, take a deep breath and let everything we've talked about sink in. You are standing at the edge of something remarkable. The universe is calling you to rise, to transform, and to embrace your limitless potential. This is your moment. Take it. The second week of February holds a rare, transformative energy that has the potential to realign your path. This isn't just another moment in time. It's a cosmic turning point. The moon's influence this week is asking you to rise, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to step boldly into the person you're meant to be. You've heard the call, and now it's time to answer. As you reflect on everything we've discussed today, know this: transformation begins with a choice. It doesn't have to be monumental. Even the smallest action can create ripples of change. What matters is the intention behind it, the commitment to move forward, to trust in yourself, and to believe in the possibilities ahead. You are not alone in this journey. The energy of the moon, the universe, and this community is here to support you every step of the way.